Good afternoon, everyone. And as you can see on the screen, the topic of this session is Introduction and Operations of Different Paper Machine. And I am RB Lakshmipathi Sakthi, Deputy Manager from TNPL. Smoking causes cancer. Smoking kills. Liquor drinking is injurious to health. Don't drink and drive. I think most of us may heard this kind of statement before every movie as a disclaimer, right? And I would like to start this session before my own disclaimer. I am not a lecturer by profession, and I am a technical person working for the past 15 years in paper machines. So if you feel any flaws or gap during my presentation, I request you to ask for understanding and patience. So let's have this session more interactive, and I will be happy to share what I know and what I can learn from you as well, right? Thank you. First, what is paper? Paper is a thin flat material used for many purposes like writing, printing, wrapping, drawing, etc. There is many applications. Some applications has been quoted here. And then comes to paper machine. What is paper machine? The industrial machine which produces the paper in larger quantities, okay, and which transforms the pulp into a continuous sheets in large scale. That is paper machine, right? So any process, it has different stages. Similarly, paper machine also has different stages. In that, I will be highlighting 5 among that. First is forming section, second is pressing, third one is drying, calendering, and reeling. In the upcoming slides, we will be discussing about in detail about this kind of what is the operations involved in this particular steps, right? Okay, types of paper machine. It's very hard to discuss anything after a lunch. Yes? So, I will be teaching about, I will be delivering a talk about types of paper machine, and now I request you to teach me about the types of biryanis. Can anyone name what are the types of biryanis? Yeah, Hyderabad chicken biryani, super. Amur, excellent. Veg biryani. Okay, let me take like this. Veg biryani, chicken biryani, mutton biryani. Okay? If you are telling types of biryani, you are telling like this. Did anyone heard about instant biryani? There is a package coming. Yes. Just you are opening and putting. Just within 10 minutes the biryani will be getting ready. And conventional, maybe you will know be dum biryani. After cooking, they will use to store it and keeping is dum for another 1 hour. The difference is dum biryani is a slow process but tasty, and another one is very quick process. So the process, speed of the process, right? And did anyone know about bamboo biryani? Inside a bamboo, the rice will be cooked and it will be taken to your plate and the rice will come out. The vessel will be using only bamboo. There is not a stainless steel and cooker like that. In bamboo they used to cook bamboo biryani. And olden days, what is the heating medium to cook the biryani? Firewood. Later kerosene stove, and then gas stove, charcoal, and now OTGs and microwave oven, everything is electric cooker like that. Due to the technological advancements, the process has been changed, but the basic cooking doesn't change. The rice is rice, cereals is cereals, spices is spices, mutton is mutton. And the cooking process does not change anymore. Similarly, paper making basics is common to all paper machines. There will not be difference in operations in terms of basics. There will be a difference in spite of designs and other things. So we can see one by one. As you named, first the types of biryani can be named as product manufacturing, similar to biryani. So chicken biryani, mutton biryani. Similarly, what the product is manufacturing in that particular machine, we can name it on that product name. Example, paper machine, board machine, tissue machine, craft machine, like that. And operating speed. If it is a slow speed machine, it can be called as slow speed machine and high speed machine. And forming section. If first section is the forming section, if it is a single wire or double wire or hybrid formers, based on the design, the name or nomenclature of the machine can be identified. And the fourth one is dryer section, single tire, double tire or Yankee cylinders. So these are all the types of paper machines. Some of the types: 4-linear machine, cylinder mold machine, twin wire paper machine, corrugated board machine, multi-layer machine, tissue paper machine, coated board machine and pulp drying machine. These are all some types of paper machine. In detail, in the end of this presentation, I will show the pictures of these kind of paper machines. Before entering into steps of paper machine, I would like to ask, what is the steps involved in washing a clothes? First step, you are going to collect water from overhead water tanker using a tap, right, to accumulate some water in a bucket. Then you used to add some additives and then you are just picking the cloth. There is no external force needed, just you are hanging the cloths in hand. In gravity itself the water will drain, right? The next step, we used to squeeze it out. Now the mechanical energy comes into place because we can't remove water in gravity itself. So we need to apply some mechanical force. Even after applying the mechanical force, can we remove all the waters? No, not possible. Then we used to evaporate in sun. Can anyone tell which is the most time consuming process? Last one, right? Because it needs time, but the time we have to give. Then only that water will get removed and clothes will get dried, right? Then we used to iron our clothes. In top and bottom, both sides, we used to iron our clothes. And then we are placing every cloth, segregating and keep it in a disciplined manner, right? Yes. Can I? So these are all the parts of paper machine. Among this, we are going to highlight these areas: head box, wire part, press part, drying, calendering, pop reel and rewinder. So we can analogically compare these sections with steps involved in washing. So our head box is going to be the overhead water tank and tap, and wire part will be the gravitational force by means of water removal, and third one is press section, which involves a mechanical force or an external force to remove the excess water, and finally evaporation carried out in dryer, and calendering is similar to our ironing process, and pop reel is similar to our arranging the cloths. Now first part is head box. Yes. 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 It gives additional smoothness. There is a technology derived from washing clothes. It has copied from washing clothes. The iron man used to spill to make it fabric much smoother. Similarly, before calendering, we can use water showers or steam showers. It's not a water shower. It's a slight steam shower technology is available. so that we can increase the paper smoothness before calendering. The main function of the head box is to transfer the pulp from pipeline flow into an even rectangular discharge equal in width to the paper machine at uniform velocity. I think everyone knows about the water reservoir. Can anyone tell the function? For what purpose we are using this water reservoir? Storage. Exactly, okay, head. Then volume. During summer we need water. So winter you will be storing and we will open much. And during summer we will close and use lesser, right? And one more, if the water reservoir wall is not there, then the whole water will flood into our residential areas. The main function is to channelize the water into a river path or a canal, right? Control flow, yes. Control flow in a particular direction, in a particular volume and pressure. So the water will be flowing like this, okay? Individual, I want to emphasize here, there is an individual opening there, individually. So we can control in that width also, we can control in between, middle, some higher volume, edges, lower volume, like that. Yes. The same concept is applied in head box too. I think yesterday we saw that video. So the head box is, the main function is to control the volume and maintain the head and to maintain the full width of the wire to give the pulp to the running wire, okay, in both directions, both machine direction and cross machine direction. This is a schematic of a common head box, and first one is a side view of the head box and second one is front view of the head box. So to maintain the pressure uniform across the machine, the pipeline is tapered here. Here the pipeline is tapered to maintain the pressure across the decal, across the width of the paper machine, okay? And the main components in head box is slice, similar to our tap. We are opening the tap and closing the tap. Similarly, the slice is the key functional part in head box. First, we can discuss about the operations of parts of head box. First one is manifold distributor. This manifold distributor helps us to divert the flow into a cross directional across the width of the wire. And the flow stabilizer elements, it's used to maintain the turbulence and to avoid the stagnancy there. And this is the important part. One is top lip and another one is bottom lip. The top lip is used to adjust in vertical direction, up and down. Slice width can be opened or closed in this direction, like a dam. And bottom lip is adjust to which point we have to land that pulp onto the wire, location and angle. These two parameters can be adjusted only by bottom lip. So this is a jet landing. It is an important parameter, and you may be seeing one video that one flight is getting landing nearer to airport and front the tire got punctured. So vehicle used to come and synchronizing with that wheel and to avoid the accident. It's an ad actually, it's not an actual video, it's an ad. Similarly, can you see what happened is here between wire and the pulp jet? Both speeds are synchronizing. So it has to be synchronized and minimum variation can be allowed to maintain the jet to wire speed ratio. And before going to types of head box, can anyone tell one similarity and one difference among these three components? Yeah, okay, medical, right. Difference? Yes. Yes, yes. Actually, similarity is all the three used for inserting a medicine to human body, right? No, actually, it's not like that. I will explain.
One is by gravity, one is by force, and the third is also by deformation.
Exactly, yes, yes. So here, if a nurse comes and the trips is going to on, if she comes and open that valve and let it, and she will go. For the next 1 hour, there will be no any external force. The trips is going to be injected slowly into our body. It's a slow process. Can we increase the speed? At what level? Can we within a minute can we inject that one? No. In second one, using an external pressure force, we can inject in seconds. Okay. So comparing to first one, second one can be injected much faster. And whereas the third one, immediately the second you keep your mouth, the medicine will get into our human system. It's very fast, but it involves power and some motorized, some motors. Okay. But here in second equipment, syringe, only air is used to control. Similarly, types of head box are three types. One is open head box, second one is air cushion, and third one is hydraulic head box. I will explain in the next slides. In open head box, the level of head box is controlling the speed of jet. At higher machine speed, it becomes larger. So we could not build a very big head box to increase the speed of the machine. Hence, the innovation comes and invention comes. Air cushioned head box. According to the speed, the air damping can be adjusted so that the velocity of the jet can be increased along with the machine speed. So, in open head box we can't go at higher speed machines, whereas in air cushioned head box we can go and try for further higher speed of the machines. Latest head boxes are designed as per the hydraulic head box. Here the pump will be operated and the hydraulic system will be used for injecting that pulp jet onto the wire. So it helps us to run the machine up to 2200 meters per minute. Most of the latest machines will be like this hydraulic head box design. Next is wire part, and main functions of wire part is to transport the fiber to permit drainage, to produce maximum dewatering with minimum fiber loss and good formation. Actually, this yellow line is a fiber loop, and second one is supported rolls, and that all cleaning showers. The wire part will be looks like similar to this GIF file, and this type of wire part is called as Fordrinier. The running loop wire, if you are cutting into a small piece, and the wire will be looks like this. Yesterday itself we were discussing about the wire, felt and screen. The material wire will be like this, and in that hole, small holes, the wet web will be formed, pulp will be retained, and water will be drained through this wire. Otherwise we can call this as sieve, but usually technical terminology in paper machines everyone will used to say it's a wire, because in olden days the wire has been manufactured with metal. Nowadays it's synthetic, so the name kept unchanged and it is called as wire till now. And it's 1 layer, 2 layer, 2.5, 3 layers. It's a different designs, varies according to the speed of the machine and design of the machine. Synthetic. And this is a schematic diagram of wire part, and you can see the head box, forming board, table rolls, foils, suction rolls, everything. Each and every part has a individual functions, and the moment the head box landed in the wire, the pulp jet, there is a forming board. The forming board is a very important part in machine, whereas it is like a good road. So if the road is good, smooth, and the jet can be landed very smooth. Similarly, so the forming board acts as a supporting layer, because in a running wire we can't imprison the jet directly. It will make some disturbance. To support the jet, just below the wire with minimum clearance, a board has been supported called forming board. In wire part, the operations of wire is this. The wire is an endless finely woven belt made from wire or plastic, which runs between the breastroll and couch roll. And water drainage elements are rolls that helps to drive and guide and hold the wire throughout the loop length. And showers is used to lubricate the wire loop, since at higher speeds that wire and rolls will get heated due to friction. To avoid that, every roll will be supported with a backwater shower. As we discussed, forming board placed after the breastroll to support the wire where the stock meets the wire. Drainage elements to remove the water between breastroll and couch roll, and the doctor blades. Doctor blade used to wipe out the water. As we are using the lubrication showers across the wire part, the excess water has to be removed, so that the doctor blade helps to remove the excess water, lubrication water. And these are all the types of wire. Types of wire can be classified only two types. First one is single wire. Second one is twin wire. Single wire, there is only one wire called four-dreener, that is already we discussed. In twin wire, the sub-classification has been made as gap formers and hybrid formers. Yes? Yeah, sure. Here in head box, the pulp jet will be landing to the forming board. That is the first step. And later in table rolls, it can be rolls, or nowadays it has been converted as foils. So the moment you traveling the wire, the water get drained slowly by means of gravity. Then the suction flat boxes, there we will use to give us some amount of vacuum, so that more amount of water can be removed from wire. And finally in couch roll, around 20% of the pulp can be retained, and another 80% will be the moisture. For example, in during rainy days, we used to run the fan and keep the clothes to dry, like that only. Instead of fan, we are using a vacuum. Is that clear? To a smaller extent. That main purpose is for suction roll is to keep the wire tension, to make the wire not slip, and to hold the web before the pickup. The next stage I will explain. There is a two purpose. One is to hold the wire to avoid disturbance, and other one is to excess water also. That to both. And in gap formers, another three classifications are being made, and one is blade formers, roll formers, and roll blade formers. In twin wire formers, where the invention came, because for example you are running a wire part. Now the wire length is around 50 meters, for example, and you are like to increase your machine speed. Okay, double. For example, it is running at 200 meters per minute. So you are going to increase it into 400 meter per minute machine. Then what happens to the wire part? Thus, the same moisture can be achieved at the end of the couch roll? No. What we can do? We can increase the length of the wire. Yes. No, with the same configuration, what we can do? We can increase the wire length from 50 meters to 100 meters. Likewise, if you want to increase 20 times speed, then is that possible to run a very long wire? It's not practically possible. There the invention came into force that with one wire we can't increase the machine speed. So instead of one wire we can use two wires. In that place, during early days there was not technology to make another wire in top of the one former. So they kept like this, two wire left and right, and the pulp jet injected from down to top. While converging that two wires, there will be a gap. Using that gap, the pulp jet got impregnated and water get dewatered on both sides. In that principle, this invention came inside. Yes, vertical, against the gravitational force. Whereas in 14-layer wire, it's a gravitational force. In that, first category is blade formers. You can see this is the head box. This is the head box, and the converging wire, the water pulp jet is going inside, and both sides we are having a blades. It's similar to our Gillette razors. You can see that 3 or 4 blades it will be there to make it smoother. Similarly, both sides in wire they used ceramic blades, so that in increasing the tension and pressure, the water will squeeze out in both the direction, and immediately at the top of the couch roll you will get the desired dryness quicker than 14-layer. Yes, exactly. That is the bigger disadvantage of this design. Now the machine speed has been increased. Since the immediate formation, the paper formation is not that much good, because there is no forming board to support the jet. In that configuration we can't accommodate a forming board. Then again one invention came, and roll formers. Here you can see the left hand side is one wire and right hand side wire is supported by a roll, and it converges both the wires as a S, as a pattern of S alphabet, right? So now inclined, initially the head box will be like this, and later like this, and now it's an inclined head box. With that, the gap between the rolls, the formation has been happened, so that retention got improved. Retention means the percentage of fiber landed in the wire, not going through the wire. That got improved, but still formation is not good, because here also there is no supporting elements like forming board. Next, the third invention came into place. Here the combination of roll and blade. This is a very successful model actually, comparing to the previous two designs, whereas the convergence of roll is we are having is in this design along with the blades, so that retention also is good, and supporting blades helps us to remove the dewatering at a controlled manner. So we can get good retention, and compared to good formation compared to roll and blade formers. Sir, actually this pointer is not working. Yeah, I will show you. Yes, yes. This is the blades, and that is the blades. I can't climb, sorry. Yes, that one, 2 rolls, small rolls. I think just a minute I will use. This one is a blade, and another one is this one is a blade. Okay? Yes. Actually it's not a doctor blade, it's a water removal ceramic blades. There is a difference between doctor blade and water removal ceramics. We can tell it as foils or ceramics, because doctor blades used to remove the water only in rolls. Even though we are getting good retention and higher speeds, the formation is not up to the mark when compared to 4 linear machine. 4 linear machine is one of the best machine in terms of formation, paper formation. But the only disadvantage is we could not increase the speed. But in industrial revolutions, the main concept is mass production. So to facilitate that mass production, again an invention came, and we gone back to 4 linear machine and modified as, now the technology comes in, and the design has been changed to another wire in the top of the 4 linear wire part, so that within the length of the 4 linear machine, excess water can be removed against the gravitational force from bottom to top. So in both sides the water will get removed and the moisture can be attained within the wire loop, hence we can increase the machine speed. Yes, vacuum. Yes. No, it's actually not 3 generations, it's a technology advancement. It's in different years. This one. Yes, this one. But I will explain one thing. Even though the latest, we can't update like a computer. We can update our OS and Android device latest version just single button. But paper machine we can't do like that. If the machines has been commissioned and erected before 30 years, and it could not be modified, and it require many high amount of investments as a capex, right? So if a newcomer is newcomer or existing player decided to invest on a new machine, on that time only it is possible. But this kind of hybrid machines, most of the machine has been converted with the existing with some amount of investments. This also happened, and this hybrid formers has become popular low cost alternative to a gap formers for increasing speed, because the existing wire part is there, technology is there. So with minimum investment, only top wire has been installed, and many wire has been modified, wire part has been modified to hybrid formers. Yes? Sir, I am not sure, but up to 200, 250, maximum 300. But whereas in hybrid, you can go up to 2500 also. Yes, in latest machines in hybrid with single wire, we can term as single wire concept. In single wire, we can't go more than 300 or 350. We definitely need 2 wires for higher speed. So a pre-forming zone is referred to the open wire paper making before the onset of twin wire forming. In this twin wire forming section, the slurry is subjected to drain pressure generated by wire tension. So the top wire is sitting on the bottom wire, so the wire get tensed and the water is getting removed. These types of former is also referred as retrofit formers, since many hybrid formers are modifications of 14 year, and for this reason only it has been referred as retrofit. Actually it's exceeded the expectation. It's a very good performing machine wire part. Okay, and yes, yeah. No, sir, because it's only a 30 to 40 minute session, and later I will show that. But in types of machine, I am showing that one. Multi-layer head box and multi-layer wire part, you are right. And next section is press part. The main function of the press part is to remove water from wet web formed at wire part through the nip of 2 rolls running under pressure to make the web compact. I think yesterday itself during the bird view presentation we saw that. Actually the same video only, I am not aware about his presentation. The material, as we see the wire, similarly the felt will be like this, the first picture showing that how the felt will be visually seen. Okay, if you are cutting the felt and cross sectionally, then the image is showing the second image, that is the image of felt if you cut, and inside it will be like this. There is a top and bottom 2 rolls, and that brown one is a paper, and white 2 layers are felt. So while entering into the nip, the felt will be released and nip pressure is applied and water will squeezed out through the nip. Basically 2 important factors are there, nip pressure and dwell time. While applying the nip pressure, the water will squeeze out onto the felt. So the water will be transferred to the felt and the felt will carry the excess water and dried paper to a certain extent will be delivered to the next section. Requirements of press part. Actually these are all the basic requirements in press part, where it determines the economy of the paper machine in terms of dryness. High dryness after the press part is required to reduce steam consumption. The dewatering capacity of a press section, paper properties and risk of web breaks depend upon the design and number of nips and open draw. These are all the design concept. Based on this only we can select which press part is suitable for us. Here comes the operations of press part. The web is squeezed between the nip, between the solid rolls. The water is expelled into the felt. The absorbed water in felt will be removed by vacuum during felt run through the refully box. After taking bath, we used to wipe out the water by using a towel, right? Immediately can we go for a bath and can we use the towel? Not possible, because the water is absorbed to the towel, hence we have to remove that water from the towel. It is necessary to reuse it. Here the felt will be in running a circuit, very big circuit. Once the water is removed from the paper and get into the felt, again it has to be removed by means of vacuum. While going on other side of the circuit, there will be a vacuum box. In that vacuum box, the felt will saturated and again releasing that water into the backwater system, and the felt is now ready to the next loop. These are all the types of press part. First one is double felted, second is suction press, third one is grooved roll press, and the fourth one is extended nip or otherwise called as shoe press, and the fifth one is tri nip press. It's a simple concept. Already, as we already discussed, there is a 2 rolls. In that 2 felts will be running in between the paper. Due to the nip pressure, the water is squeezed out and dryness is improved, right? Like similar to Fourdrinier machine, this press design also having a limitation, because the water has to be removed only in felt, nip only. No other way for the water to travel. Only way to travel to the felt and it got dried. So again the invention came. So here top one is solid roll and bottom is a suction roll, where there will be drills, holes around across the decal of across the width of the paper roll. That roll will be having many drilled holes, like we used to having puri one spatula we are using now, that holes. Similarly, that will be having the many holes, and in that holes we apply vacuum. So the squeezed out water will travel into the drilled holes and collected separately. So the load to the felt can be decreased and more water can be removed, so that the speed can be increased further. This is a suction roll. That is a roll shell, and if you remove the roll shell, the box will be like this, and in that suction box we can apply the vacuum. This is a suction box. That yellow color is a cover, and inside that black color is a shell, and inside that is a suction box. So it's a 3-layer concept. Then comes the grooved roll press. The difference between grilled roll and groove roll is simple. Instead of a drill, there will be a circularly there will be a groove. So at higher speeds, the water will tend to move towards the groove and it will get channelized and doctored, and the water can be removed further higher volume, at higher volume, instead of, because the area of hole is very less. In spite, if we are using a channel like things, the coverage area will be increased so that the water removal can be increased further, which helps us to increase the machine speed. One among the important press part is this one, extended trainee press, otherwise we can call it as shoe press, similar to our retrofit farmers, hybrid farmers we discussed now. Similarly, latest machine will equip this kind of press part. Here already we discussed, two are the important factors, one is the nip load and another one is dwell time. At any cost we could not increase the nip load further. Can we squeeze a cloth to more than one extent? We can't. Whatever we are squeezing, we can squeeze, that's all. So to make, now we could not increase the nip load. The other way to increase the dwell time. To increase the dwell time, we need continuously 6 or 7 press rolls to increase the dwell time of paper. It's not practically possible. So here comes the invention, and instead of two-roll concept, a shoe has been fixed in the bottom and the solid roll has been fixed in the top. So in this circuit, can you see the press shoe? That is the main key element, whereas here the dwell time has been increased. So the traveling time of paper in press part is increased, so we can get at maximum dryness. So at higher speeds also it is helpful. Yes, bulk, in spite of bulk, because if you are increasing the too much of press nips, it will induce the thickness caliper of the paper. So we are going to lose the bulk. So it is in two ways, it's an economical way, whereas you can remove excess water before dryer itself and we can withstand the bulk without affecting the quality parameter, thickness. In this design, the maximum dryness achieved is around 55%, whereas in wire part is 20%. In press part it's around 40 to 45 only. After the invention of shoe press, it has been increased to 55%. When it is used as a last press, it significantly stronger and strengther paper can be achieved with this design. Then it's a trainee press. First nip with the suction roll and granite roll, and second nip is another suction roll on the same granite roll, and third nip is a granite roll and suction roll. This is a combination of solid press and a suction press. This is also what can I say, it's also a common design to a medium speed paper machines. Facts about press part. Did anyone saw the difference between the rate in petrol, diesel, speed, HP? We all noticed, right? What makes the cost difference? Yes, okay, process, costly process for petrol or speed compared to diesel. Kerosene is inferior in quality and process cost is very less. So according to the process cost, there will be a difference in cost of production, right? Similarly, water removal in dryer section is 7 to 10 times costlier than on presses, and water removal in dryer section is costlier 60 to 70 times than on wire part. By higher nip pressure and lower nip time, it is theoretically possible to get up to 65%, but practically we can achieve only 55%. But as per the calculation, it is coming 65, but in practical it is not achieved in that mark. we can achieve up to 55%. More than 50% is a good press, that the press part is working good, if it is more than 50%. So here you can see the cost difference. In farmers it's a very less cost, water removal, cost of water removal is very less, and press it's little bit high due to hydraulic oil pressure, nip load, and it needs some vacuum, the fabric cost, everything includes. So it's a little bit higher than press part. Whereas in dryer it consumes very high amount of cost involved in evaporation of paper in dryer section, right? Any guess why that cost is very high? Steam, yes, exactly. Now it comes to dryer section.
Sir,
Yes.
before we go to dryer section,
Yeah.
how do you transfer the web from wire to the felt in the
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, I will show you. Can you see the suction couch roll?
Yes.
That is the end of the wire part, and there is one roll here, second roll. That roll having a suction vacuum design, so that from wire that paper web is transferred to the press part by means of vacuum. If the vacuum is getting applied through the felt, from wire part the paper gets chilled and transferred to press part by means of vacuum. No, 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 no. The felt, if the felt is coming through that roll.
Would it fall down after the first roller?
No, there is a small box. Can you see in the inside of the roller? One small box, and next roll also a big box. In that particular area only the vacuum will be applying. Inside. Already we saw now that roller.
No, that's right. Now, if you see between the two rollers,
Yes.
the small box and big roller,
Yes. No, no, no. The felt will not get.
web is below the
Yes, yes, yes. You are right.
it will get stuck.
It will hold.
It will hold.
Yes, it will hold. Because if you are keeping a dry towel here, can it stick? It will fall. If you are making the towel wet, then it will be, for a while it will be sticking. The same concept. Since the paper is wet, it can be holded. Is that clear, sir? So the next part is, next section is dryer. The main function is to remove the remaining water in the wet web that cannot be removed by vacuum or pressing during wet end operation, to facilitate fiber to bond together by hydrogen bonding. Paper is actually formed by hydrogen bonding only. For that, dryer section also helping to remove the water and makes the fiber one-to-one bonded. In dryer section, two operations are happening. One is heat transfer and another is mass transfer. First, heat transfer is inside the dryer cylinder will be a big roll. Inside that roll, steam will get injected, and due to conduction, the heat transfer took place, and the heat is transferred to paper, and the paper will get dried, and moisture in the paper will get evaporated, and the evaporated vapor will be transferred through air and got out of hood. Okay, so here mass transfer and heat transfer. Mass transfer is steam is getting as a condensate, and moisture in paper is getting vaporized and going through the air. So here two operations are happening simultaneously. Here the green one is called screen fabric. How we call the wire part in wire and press part as a felt fabric. In dryer section, the fabric used is called as screen, and that green loop is called screen, and bottom green is also bottom tires screen, and that orange is paper web. And this is a typical picture of screen, and where the screen got jointed, that area is called seam, to make the loop close. The closing the loop is called seaming of dryer fabric. And now comes types of, before entering into types of dryers, can we make these foods, for example omelette or dosa, pizza, cake, everything in a single pan? Is that possible? Each and every product is unique. In for example, if you have to bake, if you have to heat the egg in one side, then the pan has to be heated in one side. If you have to put an omelette, then you have to tilt that egg and use, and the same pan cannot be used to dosa. And similarly for pizza, the direct heat has to be given in bottom side and indirect heat has to be given to top side for making looking appealing. Okay, if anyone's seeing the pizza from top view, it is very good. If you are tilting that pizza, it will be like blackish. We could not eat if you are seeing that one. And whereas if it comes to idlis, it doesn't includes direct heating. The heat is transferred through water, and from the water vapor the idli is cooked. Similarly for cakes and barbecues and tikkas, is for OTG and it's for oven. So each and every food can be heated by its final what there is a need. According to that only we can select the heating methods, right? Operations of dryer section. Drying of a wet web is carried out by passing around series of steam heated cylinders. There are about 40 to 70 dryer cylinders on typical paper machines. This is the largest part of the paper machine. Already we discussed which is the time consuming process in washing the clothes is evaporation, right? Similarly, water removal in paper can be possible at a very lengthy stage only. So it's a time consuming process compared to wire part and press part. The dryer cylinders are grouped in sections having 8 to 10 dryer cylinders in each section, independently driven, and has a fabric to press the paper and to hold the paper web to travel onto the hot cylinders. Now here comes the red rollers are considered as cylinders. So top and bottom, both sides we are having cylinders, so that top side of the paper also will get heated and bottom side of the paper also will get heated. The paper web is threaded around 2 rows of dryers, that is top and bottom. The unsupported paper web due to open draw limits in higher machine speed. However, both sides of the paper is heated, resulted in curl free product. The product produced in 2-tier machine will not get curl. For example, copier. So for copier, if it is produced in this kind of design and dryer section, the paper will not be curl. And as you asked, how the paper is tend to go in the press part without any support. Similarly, the wet web is passed through the cylinders top and bottom without any support. Here also the speed is get limited. At higher speed the paper can't travel from bottom to top and it will cause paper breaks. So it's only possible in medium speed machines. It cannot be referred to slow speed machines. It can be termed as for medium speed machine. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Also we have a electrical heating based drying system.
Yes.
Also we have a IR based drying system.
Yes.
Also we have RF drying system.
Yes.
So is there IR or RF based drying system used?
IR is used in some different particular products. Later I will explain. But other than IR and steam, there is no such technology for this particular paper making, because what should I say? Because the time limit and production rate is very important. At higher production rate and minimum time, there is only go for IR or steam only. IR is practically having many disadvantages in spite of design, but it is used for some categories. I will explain later. But other than IR and steam, there is no technology till now. Yes. Okay. Yes, exactly. Yes. Actually, the shrinkage will be around 10%, because as you take a new cotton shirt from and giving your stitching, and after that you could not wear because it will get shrinked. Similarly, the width of the paper machine will be more at wire part, and the width of the machine till end section it will be same, machine will same, but paper will get shrinked. For example, if you are considering 6 meters width of the pulp slurry is flowing onto the wire, the final product will be coming around 5.5 meters only. According to that only you have to design in wire part. Based on the final, what is the decal you are going to run in the final product, based on that by calculating the shrinkage, we have to design the wire part, press part, dry section. Definitely there will be a shrinkage, you are right. Yes sir? Yes. Sir, if you are adding more dryer means it will be better, because it will be drying quickly and the machine speed can be increased. No, that is different sir. Whatever you are going to, how many dryers, number of dryers will help only on quick drying and increasing the speed. It will not play a role in shrinkage. Anyway it has to be shrink. Even you are putting thousands of cylinders, anyway the paper will get shrink. The shrinkage will be, we could not avoid the shrinkage. It is a natural process. Is that clear? Yes. Actually, in length also to a certain extent, but it could not be measured. That it's very negligible, but in cross direction it is visible, because each and every layer you can't measure in running machine, whereas in width you can sense, by keeping the sensor we can measure. Yes. Yes. But it is not that much visible. Based on that only OEM will be designing that machines. Both direction it will be shrinking. Is that clear? Yes. It will get teared. No, nothing. It has to be, the process has to be, we have to accept that process. So no other go.
So the speed will also change from the beginning of the machine till the end?
Yes. That is only you are asking shrinkage. Initially the paper wire speed will be around 900, whereas final product reeler will be 10 times higher, 10% higher. For example, if you are keeping the 1000 and it will be there 1030 around, 3%, 3 to 4%, not 10%, 3 to 4%. Higher.
Why higher? It should be lower because it will shrink.
No, here it is shrinking. Again, the moisture is getting rid of. So at the same speed it will not be good to hold the paper. With higher speed only, it can accommodate that speed. So it's a synchronization only. For that it needs additional speeding up the individual sections. It has to be, the speed will be increased.
Okay, yeah. So the thickness will also decrease.
Yes.
So
Yes, length will increase, that final length can be winded in higher speed only. And in one particular tissue, there is a process called crimping. So the paper will not be as such winded. It will be light softness to create softness. In that case, the final speed will be reduction by 10 to 15% when compared to dryer section. That is the only case. That's a very peculiar and unique tissue. Yes. No, I am talking about tissue in Yankee with creeping. Here, hence the speed of the machine is limited in 2 tier. Here comes the single tier concept. and the top one is dryer section and bottom is supporting rolls. Here throughout the run the dryer screen will be supported by paper, so that the paper will not drop without any support. Now the support is coming, now we can increase the speed, okay. But here the drying is happening only one side and the other side of the paper is not dried, and this is not suitable for papers which is prone to curling like copier paper or coating varieties. For that paper will get curl since only one side is drying, right. Again that invention and technology upgradation has came. Since initial stages the web will be moistured, it will not have that much strength. So first 2-3 stages the design will be kept as single tier. Once the support has came and the paper get dried and the strength has come, and again 2-tier concept, and the curling issue also solved and the speed also increased. This is the next technological advancement. Here comes the another concept of drying, whereas here it can be called as a Yankee cylinder. This is a single cylinder which operates for a specific particular products like tissue or chart papers. In school we used to draw chart papers. You can see one side it will be very shiny. It is not coating. It is just heated cylinders only. So in one side heating, gradually the heat get transferred and the traveling time in this particular dryer is very high. So it can cover overall circumference, so that the heat transfer takes place along with the glossy finish of the paper. Two things. One, if you need a glossy paper, you have to adopt this type of dryer, and if your grammage basis weight is very less, for example for tissue papers or very less grammage like Bible papers, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, that paper also very less, for less than 20 GSMs, and that posted inland letters like that. These kind of papers can be produced in this type of dryer section. That crimping I told na sir, here the crimping. So here the machine speed will be reduced after this dryer section, since the crimping process involved in tissue making to make the tissue paper softer. This is again a unique drying system where you can view that IR you asked na. It's a air drying system. Here this type of dryer is not used to make paper. Actually in many countries the pulp mill will be there and there will not be a paper machine. Their business is to sell the pulp to the countries where there is a need for raw material. For example, from morning we are discussing the raw material need. Instead of that we can procure from foreign countries as a pulp, but since pulp is a fluidized material, it can't be dumped into a container and transported with high moisture. So we have to remove the moisture. For that purpose the pulp has been made in a very higher basis weight, for example 300-400 GSM. That machine will be looking similar to wire part and press part, will be similar to paper machine, and whereas in drying section the pulp board will tend to travel left and right, that roll supported rolls, and in between there is no support and only air will pass through that channels and the moisture will get removed by stage by stage. This is only used for pulp drying sheet. The name is flank and air flotation dryer. It can be termed as in that name. Now comes again the types of paper machines. This is the common paper machine named as Fordinier paper machine. It is named after the Fordinier brothers who invented it in 19th century. Products like newsprint, writing, printing, copy paper we can manufacturing in this. Just pictures, just I am showing the different types of paper machine pictures. Operations are similar, most of them. And this is the cylinder mold paper machine where yesterday morning Bindal duplex board we used to discuss na. The sir told that 6 to 9 cylinder mold machine we are having. Here there will not be a wire part. there will be a tub and a roll will be rotating. In that, a small holes will be inside the rolls, and as the roll rotates, the fiber will catch up and transfer to the press rollers. So here there will not be any wire part, there will not be any wire, such things will not be there. It's a peculiar design. It's a old technology, but specific products can be manufactured by this. Yes, sir.
But in this case, will the surface be uneven?
Yes, yes. Surface will not be that much good when compared to 14-layer machine or other wire parts. The surface will be rougher only. It is applicable for packaging grade, like that. And this is the twin wire part paper machine. It has two forming section already, as we discussed. For view, it looks like this only. And the top wire former, multi-layer former, someone asked about that. Yes, sir. This is the multi-layer former, where the top wire will be in top of the 14-layer wire along with the head box. This is not on the hybrid former. This is two different formers and two different layers. There you can see a head box in top former. Here one head box is there, and from that one couch roll is there, a separate wire part is there. So from that, one layer of the paper will be tend to come and meet at exact dry line point of the middle of the 14-layer paper machine, and together it will go to the next press section where the sheet get consolidated further. No, actually it's a different concept. It is not the same. Maybe it is looking same, but it's a different design. What you are asking?
Basically, I'm saying it shows that your top former has a second head box also.
Yes.
But is it possible to have? It's possible to have a top former without a second head box, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, that's a entirely different concept, different design. For example, we can't operate this as a top wire former for without that head box. What I am saying is now two layer is not running, only one layer paper I am taking, so that we can load it on the wire and remove that water. It is not possible. It's a twin wire machine, basically twin wire machine, multi-layer machine. Actually, we can call anyone. If tell me about yourself means to ask your friend, someone will tell he is a fair person, he is a tall person, he is a good person. Everything is truth only. But according to one point of view, one will tell one good character, another one will tell another good character. Similarly, machines will be called in different names. Even a single machine, they can be called as paper machine, they can be called as high-speed machine, they can be called as twin wire machine, they can be called as two-tire machine. Each and every person perspective will be different, and nomenclatures also it will be different. So it's basically from early days the nomenclature has came inside. There is no particular machine with the exact name. They will call it different names. Two layers.
Two different beds are there which are.
Yes, yes, exactly.
So this could be of different quality also.
Packaging boards. Yes, for that purpose. Yes. No, here it is not related to machine speed. It's a unique product. Multi-layer board. We could not say paper. It is a multi-layer board.
And here also we can use different types of pulp in different layers.
Yes, possible. In top layer we can use different furnish, and bottom layer you can do different furnish. Sweet box, for example, inside it will be a grey back, and outside it will be a colorful white. Right? Yeah, it can be. This is a just former section. After that we can do coating on both sides or single side, whatever we can do.
Sir, what is the basic difference between board and sheet?
Basis weight only, sir. After 120 GSM, let us tell. It is board.
And duplex board is even heavier?
Yes, the multi-layer we can tell. Sir, 10 minutes, sir. 10 minutes, sir. This is a tissue paper machine. Already we have discussed that cylinder will be USP for this machine. You can tell if you are seeing that machine configuration itself, we can directly tell this is a tissue machine. This is a coated board machine, where this machine is used for from 4D machine, the paper or board can be coated. The configuration is for coating purpose. This is a pulp sheet drying machine. Already we explained, this kind of machine will be like this. It looks like small in this video picture, but it's very huge, and the sheet will tend to move in both direction to get removed the dryers in spite of air. It is not a cylinder type, it's basically by air. Can anyone tell why there is this much years has been taken for inventions step by step? For example, industrial revolutions has been very slow in compared to 1.0 and 2.0. Industrial revolution 3.0 and 4.0 is very much quicker. For example, 1 and 2 industrial revolution took around 30 to 40 years, and later the industrial revolution has came reducing, and within 2 years, 1 year also AI, digitalization, everything. Yes? Yeah, okay. Yes, I think I can explain with an analogy. One day international format is happened from 1970. Yes, maybe around 1970. But it took around 40 years to hit a double century by Sachin Tendulkar on 2010. It took 40 years. But yeah, after 1 decade itself, within 10 years, the game has seen more than 10 double centuries. In that, Rohit Sharma itself got hit 3 times. Okay, the reason is Sachin Tendulkar didn't do just a record. He opens a doorway, and in that doorway, the next generation people enters and walks through that with the belief that nothing is impossible. So it has proved. The person needs 40 years to prove that it is possible in one-day cricket for making double century. The moment a record has been started, and in 10 years, 10 double centuries came. So the punchline is nothing is impossible. Our mindset only. So we can pick it out, and there is always a need for improvement and need for innovations. Still we can innovate things. And by this I am completing this session. Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for your patience. Thank you, sir. Actually, I am not a professional lecturer. I am only technical person. Again, I am telling.
You are not a professional lecturer, you are better than that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Any questions, sir, please? Yes, yes, yes. First you ask, it is small or big, then we will discuss. It's nothing but, it can be small or big, no problem. Yes. I think many lecture from morning, it's around 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Collectively, this person is asking more than 1 hour. and actually, I am sitting here and thinking, oh, I have to ask this question, I am going to ask, the person is asking the same question. Most of us questions he is asking. It's actually, it's a good one. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. 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 In calendaring. Okay, okay. Actually, I stopped in dryer section. After that, we are going to have, for continuity purpose only, I am stopping with dryer section. Yet we have to see the calendaring and master rail, Pope reel section and finishing section. That time I will explain that. Because I not yet completed this one. After, to make audience continuity, you should not get distracted in the flow. So I am stopping here. because after drying section, sir will tell about that coating sections and the speed risers. That is the next part after drying. After that only calendering will come. So that also I will going to take in that lecture time. I will definitely tell you. Yes, sir. During in some machines only it is using, sir. It is not that much used among all the paper machines, to a smaller extent. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Top former to make a 2 layers, sir. With one former only one layer will come. If you are going for two former only 2 layer will come. If you want 3 layer means another former has to become. So how many layer you need, how many formers you need, that much. So it is an essential to go for a multi-layer formers for multi-layer products. Sir, anything else? Is that okay? And you can note my contact number and mail ID. I think mail ID I not given. Contact number, if there is anything, you can ping me anytime. Okay? Thank you, sir.